Umpire going to hurl it back up once more. So, a really important 5 to 10 minutes here for both these sides, but particularly Anglevale, you feel. If they're going to be any chance in this game, they want to get the next one or two as it goes over the boundary line here. But looks as if it's going to be last touch here. Free kick for Anglevale.
Pelliconi with the ball at the moment. Trying to work out what to do. Looks like we're just going to go straight down the line. No value.
Goes long down there. That bloke's... I thought he had it for a moment. Wright's there in the contest. Heaslip rips it out of his hands and sends it long down the line. Couldn't quite take the mark there for Mallala. A little handball over the top. In dispute. Picked up there by the vice-captain in Harris. And he's quickly wrapped up in a tackle.
It's done a pretty good job on...
Wilson? Yeah.
So, yeah.
He has got a couple goals just out the back, Wilson, but as far as one-on-one contests go, absolutely. I mentioned before that he can win so many of those contests, being one of the leading goal scorers in the league. As running at the footy, couldn't quite pick it up. I believe that was McMaw running onto it, and it was as eventually goes over the boundary.
Tice is one of the best defenders in the APFL. I'm pretty sure he made the team of the year last year.
Yeah, there you go. So certainly a solid accolade to have as well. Of course, many league representatives coming from both of these sides when they played off in the Nutrien Ag Cup as quickly off the pack,
that's
snapping
really well
through
done.
A goal. I believe that was Wilson once again.
Yeah, as we say, Harris has just done a good job on him. He's just...
And it's not his fault.
No,
he probably wasn't playing in that sort of situation where he needs to worry about him off the ball, but just brilliant roving, gets himself in an advantageous position and almost against the grain a little bit there. Mallala convert on a goal. And Wilson with his third just pops through another one, keeps his fantastic season ticking over. You talk about team of the year, you certainly expect him to be.
Actually, I don't know whether it was Wilson. Who's number 13? Might have been Hennessy.
Might have been Hennessy, yeah. It definitely was someone in the longies, and I believe they are both wearing longies. So
I think Hennessy took that one.
Yeah, there we go. So it might have been Hennessy there. So we'll credit Mallala with a goal regardless. 32-point advantage on the Sportal scoreboard. As we go back into the middle. Olds taps it down, but Wright's back onto it. Handball over the top, Dark. Spins his way out, did well the young fella. Just hacks it up towards forward 50. Through hands, May couldn't quite pick it up. Pennell, little handball out to space. Marshall picks it up, flicks it out the back of the pack. They move the ball through hand now. They go back into the contest. Mason wore one in the back, couldn't quite pick it up and holding on without the footy onto Heaslip. Mallala get the ball and they're able to move it out through Trevor. Long down the line, nearly taking the mark, but just through hands. Couldn't quite rip it down with Sam Angus. Nearly got through there, Anglevale. Very nearly got through.
Nearly.
It was just that handball back into the contest that got him into some trouble. So, right, down in front, Mitchell goes into the corridor and a little bit of space here to try and find someone. Mitchell gets it back on the 1-2. Long ball inside forward 50. This will be fun. A one-on-one contest goes to ground. Just slipped at the wrong time. Joby Maynard. And a good mark taken there by Riley Thorne. Brilliant work in the circumstances. Would have almost been happy with a 0-0 draw, but got the mark as King chips the ball up to a one-on-one contest and Sam Clements takes the mark. So, long ball down the line. And Pack merges. Olds at the front, just through hands. Falls down. And eventually hacked onto the boot over the boundary line, but I believe it got there first, so it's going to be hurled over. As we see another boundary umpire that's still going with the no shoes. Just one with the earth source.
Bit of grounding, never hurt anyone.
No, that's it. As long as you don't run through the middle of the ground, which the boundary umpires don't have to worry about, then you're fine.
Ball must be getting pretty heavy and slippery for the young kid too.
Absolutely. Doing a brilliant job out there. No doubt. Earned his chips and coke at the end of this one. Right. They still do that, chips and coke?
Yeah, I think
Or,
so.
or are the kids demanding real money these days?
Oh, yeah, cash only.
Yeah, that's right.
$20.
I remember doing it when I was younger. It was chips and coke. You wouldn't dare ask for a $20 note. So, held back in. Right, get the tap down this time. In fact, tries to rip it out. Just falls through hands. Little trundling handball out the back, but Clements comes ripping through the tackle. Holds on to it. Maybe didn't get a legal handball out, but umpire's going to let it go, and probably understandable with the weather at the moment, as Mitchell, a good tackle there just out the back of the contest on Dale King. So 9-9 plays 5-1 in this one. Really, since the later stages of the first quarter, Anglevale have matched Mallala for much of the contest. They just haven't really been able to eat into that margin. Olds just thumps a trundling ball up towards forward 50, but quickly wrapped up in a tackle, and umpire going to take it back once more. There's a bit of push and shove here going on. McMorr and Rudiger getting amongst it. Knocked down there in the ruck. Out the back here as Heaslip gets a handy pick-up. Handballs it out the back. Jordan Clements quickly circled around in a tackle, comes out the back of the contest. Tiller working his way onto it. Couldn't quite get any clean possession, and does jump on top of the ball, but the umpire's going to build it back up once more.
You can see Mallala just that little bit cleaner off the deck at the moment, even though the ball's a bit slippery. They just seem to be nice and clean. See that nice clean grab?
Yeah, Heaslip a couple times in the last minute or so with some clean pickups, but couldn't quite get it anywhere. Tackled, and they're going to be called holding the ball. Was juggling the ball in his hands at the time, but really well done there by Jesse Trevor. Just pops a little ball inside forward 50. Mark taken by Clements, Samuel Clements. And he'll get an opportunity right in front of goal, but much harder kick than it looks. With breeze has died down quite a bit, but still has to kick a pretty wet and heavy ball, all of about 40 metres.
Still started out right hand goalpost too. Yeah, he's done that well.
Got the distance covered easily and right over the goal umpire's hat. Through for a major. They respond once again. 69 plays 31 on the Sportal scoreboard. Mallala have stabilised at the right time. Sam Clements through for his 6th goal of the season. And they've just about done enough, you feel. A really solid advantage here in these conditions. 38 points the difference.
And that intensity that Anglevale came out with in the first 3 to 5 minutes, is just, you can see it's dropped off.
Yeah.
Mallala, like you said, have settled again and lifted their intensity and hit
they
the
went with
scoreboard
them,
a couple
didn't
of
they?
times.
Sometimes it's easy for, well, it's common for teams to, you know, when they have a team come hard against them out of a break, to really not go with them and have them run over the top. But Mallala, they found their spark with them, and they've responded with back-to-back goals here as well. So ripping through, Maynard just got a fingertip on it for the handball, hands it out to Williams. Trapped by 3 Mallala Magpies in the middle. Just getting shoelaces onto it, but not enough of a kick as he's clutching at his ankle here in the middle. Really sore. I believe that's Pennell.
Yeah, just as he kicked it and he got tackled, he just rolled on it.
So Heaslip
He's up now. He should be all right.
flicks it out. Mitchell out the back of the contest. Atkins working his way onto it. Good handball at the back here. Mitchell once again had players closing in on him. Good handball. Maynard spinning his way out of the tackle was Tahana, but eventually wrapped up. So right in front of us here in the commentary tent. Maybe just a little too cute with it there. Just a couple of times, just trying to bat balls down to each other.
Just get it forward with a boot. Don't try and handball too much.
Olds, Heaslip, Hennessy slaps the ball around his body. McMorr sitting underneath it, beats all of them, comes out the back and well corralled in the end there by Pelliconi. Little handball over the top and Carter now. Long ball down the wing. Pennell sitting underneath it, and it looks as if this should be a downfield free kick. It was for hanging on. Still looking a bit sore, Pennell. Didn't want to bite off the kick. Handballed it off to Mason. Pennell has to now. Just trundles a 30-metre ball down the line, out the back of the contest, and did well there, May, to handball it off to King, and once again another downfield free. Griffin Donaldson there with a bit of contact after the play.
I would have thought it was as he kicked it, but anyway.
Troy Alga pops it into a dangerous position out here in front of goal. Just beats the outstretched hands of Wilson. A handball out the back of the contest once again. Couldn't quite get the clean pick up this time. Clements handballs it out to Jordan Clements. Inside forward 50, now close to goal. Through hands, out the back. Trevor off the ground. Just got in the right position there, Jesse Trevor. Through for another goal. So Mallala back to back goals. Just putting the squeeze on Anglevale and just making the most of their opportunities inside forward 50, out to a 44-point advantage, and Trevor in for his first goal of the afternoon.
And you see there, just that little bit cleaner again, more direct footy. Get it in long, get it in quick. That's what happens.
Yeah, I was impressed with the work there. Come a little bit before the play, but even the likes of Hennessy just getting the ball, probably understanding his role as a ruck forward and just hacking it on his boot, just getting it in as deep. It may not be raining heavily right now, but the ground is behaving as such given the downpour that we had at the start of this third quarter. Mitchell handballing it back to Rudiger, who's left unmanned, just chips a little ball out and tries to get Williams to do the work. Out the back, Donaldson picks it up. Dale King with a ripping tackle, throws him into the ground. Umpire.
I'm not sure why that's not considered a sling tackle.
Yeah, I would have thought that's fairly the definition of it, and Donaldson is underneath this play, holding his head.
Yeah, he's a hard unit, so...
So the play goes on. Griffin Donaldson is, really shaken up after that one. Yeah, that probably, I think, don't like to judge the umpires too much. They want to just keep this game rolling on, but definitely should have been stopped for the safety of Donaldson. There's a mark's taken here in the forward 50. Just falling back with a play there, Charlie Baker. So, and I think there's been a 25 metre paid here and a bit of push and shove behind the play here on Dale King. They've put through the goal. So, just don't know what's happening here as far as the play goes. Baker rolled in and kicked a goal. The umpire hasn't signalled a goal yet. The umpires are now back, and I believe there's been some cards thrown here, Sauce. Umpire is reaching out for a card. He did reach into his sock, but see what he pulls out here and who's in some trouble.
The problem is, right, he's caused that with not giving the right decision. And so all these boys get upset. He comes in and, yeah, see, this is the wrong decision.
Yeah, Marshall now.
Marshall was out of the blokes who were wrestling. He was the least of the problem.
So Marshall's now put through one. There's been another player now sent off as well.
Scotty Blundell.
So Scott Blundell now.
He was the one that ran in and remonstrated with King. So probably fair enough there. Marshall's a bit unlucky, I think. But that situation shouldn't happen if you make the right call in the first place. Blundell's done the right thing to go in and sort of show up for his mate.
So that goal is credited to Baker amongst all of that chaos.
Yes.
So Mallala have converted on a goal. I don't think too many people realise it. I know the scoreboard here at Mallala hasn't realised it, but it was credited a goal. So Mallala now on 12-9, moving along to 81, now out by 50 points. They have just surged ahead here in this third quarter as this game has turned sloppy by all definition.
That's undisciplined footy there. Didn't need to push him after they got rid of the footy.
So Jordan Clements to chip a little ball down, left open, inside forward 50, and they now get a much easier set shot. Didn't have anyone playing on him at all, and maybe their heads, Anglevale, just sucked into the push and shove here in the last few minutes, and a chance for Troy Alga to try and convert on his third goal of the afternoon. Has it from a very slight angle, works his way out to the right, is going to fall right across the face, and in fact won't get anywhere close as mark taken in defence here for Anglevale by Jaden Rudiger.
How often do you say that?
I think this is my third or fourth Anglevale game I've called this season, and yeah, I say it quite a lot.
80 times, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. So, long one down the line, nearly taken the mark. Ground just beat him to it. underneath there, snapping around his body. That was Baker once again. That's going to go close to goal, but it is eventually fisted through. In fact, there's actually been a whistle blown here, and it is a free kick paid, I believe. So,
free kick to McKay, I reckon. Rudiger's going to take it.
Yeah, Rudiger. Why not? Another possession. So, a long one down the line, pack forming. Williams couldn't quite take it down. And there's the three-quarter time siren. I think much needed for just about everyone to just collectively pull their heads together. And yeah, a couple yellow cards there to bring us to a close. A few minutes to go there in that third quarter, but Mallala just surging away now out to a 50-point margin. Just absolutely dominant in this contest. 81 plays 31, and well, it'll be interesting to watch this last quarter, especially given all the push and shove that happened there late in that one. We'll go to a break. We'll have the last quarter coming right up for Filming Footy. Final quarter of the APFL game of the round coming right up. It was a fiery third quarter, of which Mallala did dominate on the scoreboard. And between these two sides, Mallala versus Anglevale, of course, Anglevale playing for a lot. Few rounds
getting the free kick at the start here.
Yeah, they did get the free kick. So just after we went off air, there was a whistle blown pointing at the Anglevale huddle. And just a few conversations had. Now, if you had just joined us or if you missed the last few minutes of that third quarter, there was a couple yellow cards given there to Andrew Marshall and Scott Blundell of the Anglevale Owls. So they'll get the free kick right out of here, Mallala. Of course, my name's Lewis McKenna. You're watching us on Filming Footy. I'm joined by Source, who's the reserves coach for Anglevale. What do you think the target is here for Anglevale here in this last quarter? Of course, 50 points is too big a mountain to climb, but in one quarter on the scoreboard, what's the target here for the A-grade side?
Well, first of all, not to let it get blown out to something ridiculous.
Percentage is important.
Percentage is important, but also just to show some character.
They go inside forward 50. Clements rips it out the back of the contest. Well tackled. Brilliant tackle. He was rolling in the goal. Josh Carter wouldn't have any of it. And that's a good start there, Sauce.
Yeah, well, that's the response you want. Attack the footy, attack the body.
Carter sends a ball up to Pennell. Couldn't quite take the mark as Hennessy fists it away. Taken out the back at the contest by Charlie Baker. Sends a long ball inside forward 50. Through the hands of Wilson out the back. Rudiger tackles. Underneath now, Wilson picking it up. Can't quite get free of a converging Owls defence. Now about 25 metres out. They'll ball it back up. So in the ruck, Wilson knocks it down in front, but picked up underneath there by Pelliconi. Clears the defence, but running straight onto it. May handballs it off. Trevor, just off one step, pumps it towards goal. It's through for a minor score. So 51 points to the margin here for Mallala on the Sportal scoreboard. So what's the plan for tonight, Sauce? You go back to the club?
No, we'll go back to the Vale Tavern, which is our major sponsor.
Perfect, yeah.
Do our presentations there, and then whether karaoke's on tonight at the club, I'm not sure.
Karaoke, you'd get around that, I'd imagine, Sauce.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
What's the go-to?
Oh, mate, I try and mix it up for the fans. Got a few different songs in my belt, under my belt.
Good mark taken by Vice Captain in Tyson Harris. Yeah, well, Triple J, hottest 100 Australian songs on today, of course, so maybe an Australian theme for you tonight.
Usually a bit of April Sun in Cuba, or a bit of Dumb Things by Paul Kelly.
Oh, Paul Kelly, brilliant.
Bit of Van Morrison,
yeah.
Brown Eyed Girl.
How to Make Gravy, I still argue with my wife is the best Christmas song around. She says it's not a Christmas song, I say it is. Knock Down in Front, Atkins.
I don't see you winning that argument, mate.
I don't win many, to be honest. She's a very smart lady.
No, I don't think you'll win. No, any married bloke will tell you the same thing. Having 2 ex-wives, mate, I can tell you I never won an argument.
Mason maybe collected a little high, but umpire was blindsided. Handballed out the back there. And Williams getting to work. Mason sends a long handball through. Mitchell just balks around a couple, sends it onto his right foot, long down the line.
Oh.
Nearly outnumbered here, Vale, and they are out the back and whacking a ball into his boot, Charlie Baker. Atkins now onto the ball. Good pick-up in the weather. Hands it back to Olds. Chips the ball over the top. Couldn't quite find Clements. Harris breaking through. In fact, that was Carter. Wrapped up in a tackle quickly. So both teams giving it their all here to start this fourth quarter.
And that has been the difference. Mallala has just been that fraction cleaner when they've needed to be around contests.
And quickly set upon underneath. Now balled it up once more. So no sun to be seen here at all at Mallala Oval. We've seen a bit of it in the first half, but well and truly put away. It's quickly sent to the ground there, Joel Pelliconi. So
that's a good thing for you and me, mate.
It is.
Not too much sun. Absolutely.
Fair skin, red hair. Happy to be not rained on, but also happy to not be in the sun. That's our worst enemy. Now Clements now, bit of a don't argue, sends one to the top of the goal square. In fact, goes a little further out towards the boundary line. A little bit of a foot race to the ball, eventually won by Sam Angus. Sends it corridor, a little trundling ball back towards goals. Ball still in dispute here and eventually picked up and taken over the boundary line. So, once again, as it has done for a fair portion of the game, living in Mallala's half of the ground, they put in a lot of effort. They've earned their paycheck, the Vale defence here tonight. They've certainly had the ball at their feet most of the time. But unfortunately, I guess when you consider the circumstances and the weather, when you've had 82 scored against you in these circumstances, it's probably far too much. Held back in once again. Coming out the back, Trevor. Couldn't quite get a clean handball away.
He's played pretty well too for Mallala.
Yeah, he has. Called his name a lot. So to the outer side. It's a good kick. Mark taken.
Young Jamison Davies.
Yeah, I was going to say, bright yellow boots as well. Makes it easy to stand out. Thank you, the commentators, thank you. And just does turn the ball over there. Ball probably playing a little dead here at the moment as well. Every ball's going to drop 10 metres short, just starting to get a bit waterlogged. Comes down underneath. Wilson gets the handball out the back. Anglevale do have the numbers though. They move the ball through hand. Maybe they just need to hack it on the boot and get it out of there. They want to be...
Well, he had an opportunity to switch and come across this side, but chose to go back into the fray a little bit.
So Mason right under the light tower there. Escorts it over the boundary line. Will be hurled back in. And once again to be balled in by the boundary umpire.
Tough gig out there for the kids at the moment.
Tough gig.
Heavy, wet, slippery ball into a breeze.
Yeah, legs would be getting real heavy at this point as well. No doubt probably played a bit of footy earlier in the day as well.
Yes, more than likely.
Clement's picking it up. And in fact, it was called for holding the ball. So popping it inside forward 50 as Olds takes the mark. Cale Olds maybe to reap the rewards of what's been a fantastic game for him so far.
Yeah, I'd suggest if he kicks this goal, he's probably sealed himself a pair of thongs.
I would have thought so, some Archie's thongs, of course. And
not the greatest weather for thongs, but
no,
you take them.
Hey, I might need to present them to some boundary umpires, considering they got no shoes to wear. So Olds has to kick it from about 40 metres. Send it on its way, but just fades across. Through for a minor score.
The ball's just landed in a massive puddle. Make it even heavier.
So if you do see the scoreboard on the outer side that reads 11-11, I do believe Mallala are on 12-11. Amongst all the scuffle there earlier, there was a goal kicked. And I don't believe the scoreboard attendant has quite picked up on it. And understandably so, there was far too much going on. So they retreat over the top, and a couple of hours crashing together, but good mark taken in the end by Lachlan McKay. Just pumps a 30-metre ball down the line underneath, and Clements just used his body well to let it land in his lap. Chips the ball right across over the hands of Trevor. And they have a bit of room to go now, as some of my paperwork went flying off the table. Ball handball over the top. Looks as if Sauce is going to do me a solid and go and grab
that
it.
Piece of paper.
So,
thanks, young man.
Now here, going back inside forward 50, picking it up was Tippett's, a little handball over the top. Olds flicks one out to Trevor, just sends the ball slightly into the corridor, but once again, Jaden Rudiger with the intercept mark.
See, he should have just gone. He needed to come quicker to get the ball moving sideways instead of go back down the line now into that breeze and into a pack of players. And there we go.
Difference playing to the conditions, and yeah, you're spot on there, Sauce. Taking the mark there was Charlie Baker. So once again, another inside 50 entry here for Mallala. Sends a long ball up, dangerous position. Wilson nearly getting in the right position, but well defended in the end, thumped over the boundary line. Did well there. I believe that was Jesse Burns there.
No, McKay again.
McKay, yeah. He's been handy in his moments.
Well, he works for Rudiger, so he's obviously they chat about it and how to play defence.
Stuff like that honestly helps, you know, having a good relationship, being able to communicate at a high level.
Well, Rudes has had him up in Port Augusta for the last 6 or 7 weeks. So he drives up on a Monday and comes back on a Saturday or Friday.
There we go. So
we haven't seen much of Lockie at training. So I don't know whether he's been sent up there as punishment or it's a big job. Obviously a big job up there for Rudes' company.
So out the back. Ball still in dispute here. Mallala do have the numbers. Trevor's there once again. But picked up here underneath and did well to break through. Gets the handball out eventually. Williams just pops it onto his boot. It's a one-on-one contest here and well picked up by Tahana. Comes out the back. They now move the ball inside forward 50. In fact, not inside forward 50, not quite. Williams picks it up. Has a little bit of room to go. Just pumps a long ball inside forward 50, and you're right. Sitting underneath it. Just had nowhere to go. Mark taken by Charlie Baker, who's been busy in this second half. Mallala now go. Good mark taken by Atkins. And they look to go quickly. Send a long ball inside forward 50 over the top. McMahon couldn't quite take the mark. Well defended there by Rudiger. Quickly set upon on the paint of 50. And in fact, a high tackle has been laid there. So free kick going the way of Mallala and Liam McMahon.
Yeah, Blake Passon there, just a little bit crude as he came in for that tackle to try and quell him. Oh,
so McMahon, a bit of a grubber, but it's going to work as Trevor, diving forward, takes it.
One umpire called play on, the other one said it was a mark.
Yeah, interesting. So
Closest one said it was play on.
I did see that. I called it a mark, but then and it looked like a mark. Of course, we're much further away.
I thought it was a mark too.
Yeah, I absolutely thought it was a mark. So Trevor, wasn't exactly how they drew it up with a kick inside forward 50, but they'll take it nonetheless. And we mentioned before, and you said, Source, he's had a really, really nice game. So he'll line one up. He's kicked 9 goals for the season, Jesse Trevor. In fact, 10 actually, with one earlier this afternoon. On its way, and just pulls across. Does it register a minor score? I'm not sure it quite got there. So, in fact, out of bounds on the full. The Sportal scoreboard still with a 52-point advantage here for Mallala.
Tough position to be in that pocket, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got nowhere to kick it really. He's just have to go long to a contest. That's going to happen here.
Carter sends it long and eventually thumped over the boundary line. That was May over the top. So next week for Anglevale, who have they got next week?
We've got Hummocks out at Lockheil.
Yeah, there we go.
The road trip.
Yep, perfect. Hummocks, of course, in the A grade, had a fairly good season, currently sitting third on the ladder. Certainly contending as well. No doubt we'll play Mallala at some point in the finals. Out the back, nearly taking the mark. Coming back with it was Tyson Harris, but once again, going to be hurled back up here around 25 metres out from Mallala's goal. Olds knocking it down. Wilson still fighting for it. Maybe just had his jumper held onto for a split second, but nothing too serious as umpire's going to ball it back up once more. Big thump down from Olds. Mason pumps it through the middle of the square. Picked up underneath, and Eckerman out the back once again. Whittlesey, illegal disposal. Well done by Marshall, back out there after having a yellow card earlier in the game. In fact, that's actually going to be Maynard. Back to Marshall. A long ball up towards forward 50, but good mark taken.
Jack May again.
Yeah, he's been really impressive. I do see the comparisons he made to Jaden Rudiger earlier in the game.
He's a good young footballer.
Absolutely.
A lot of years difference between the two.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just very composed, young Jack.
Hennessy chips it across and Algar takes the mark. Mentioned before, it's the first A-grade game for Algar since round 2. Played a couple reserves games to ease his way back into it. Now gets it back again. Little handball across. They're happy with him selling the candy on the outer side in the club rooms. Tippett couldn't quite control the ball. Well done by Carter to get the handball across, but it was a bit of an errant handball. Underneath there, picking up the ball was Heaslip and not really going anywhere as Tippett holds it in. So Ruckman once again go at it. Well done by Pennell, just to knock it into free space, falling into the mud heap in the middle there. Go Mallala and Matt Nauman. Inside forward 50, Atkins takes the mark, hands it off to Tippett. Going towards goal, good mark taken. Uncontested grab, Clements. That's Jordan Clements, wanting to put through his second of the afternoon.
That was smart, bit of footy there by Tippett, just to pull the kick. Could have gone for goal himself.
You haven't seen too many of those kicks from that 30 to 35 to 50 metre range really go through in this second half. The wind's doing far too much, and to lower the eyes.
Did he miss that?
Yeah, he has missed it, so he's pulled it across. There's Jordan Clements. That's his third behind to my count on the afternoon.
Didn't look good off the boot, but Mallala just complaining. They thought it was a goal. But the goal umpire didn't really move off the mark to see see whether it went the wrong side of the post or not. So probably poor goal umpiring there. Good mark, Lockie Mitchell.
Don't quite have the advantageous of having like the David Rodens of the world.
No. Well, he is Anglevale's umpire too, so we'll say maybe he didn't call it right there.
So Mitchell into the corridor. Good mark taken by Eckerman, who comes up sore on the shins. Maybe just drew a bit of contact.
He twisted his knee as he landed.
Bodies will be getting very, very sore by this point of the game, of course, now late in the fourth quarter. Going along inside forward 50, just over the outstretched hands of Rudiger. McMahon going onto it. Maybe just had his jumper tugged without it, but fairly called play on. And once again, sat on top of, so Tippett's underneath the pack once again. The ball back up. Olds in the ruck. It's punched ahead and a bit of distance here for the Owls. Snapping around the body, just clearing the defensive 50. Big hip and shoulder between two players there, and Eckerman wore it well, but the Owls did well to keep surging the ball forward, but quickly wrapped up in a tackle. So once again, punch over the top. Trying to barge his way through a tackle call for holding the ball. So well done there on the outer side by the Owls.
Joey Tahana with the tackle.
Yeah, Tahana did well there. So APFL Game of the Week next week, presented by Filming Footy, will be out at Balaclava. I won't be calling that one, but we'll have another commentator to bring you all the action. Of course, Dino will be on the camera as always. Balaclava hosting Hamley Bridge. So knocked down, not really to anyone's advantage, as it has been for most of these stoppages, because it's really hard to get too much clearance. A lot of man-on-man play. Knocked down now. Clements does get a little handball out, and Tiller slaps it on his boot. Goes through the middle and into the mud heap. McMahon gets intercepted, swatted back to the ground, tackled without it, should be holding on and was. A chip to the outer side. Good mark taken. Edwards just pumps a long high ball inside forward 50. Over the back, nearly ripping it down was Maynard, but looks like a free kick's been paid here. A little bit of holding off the ball. I think it's going to be
Daniel Mason, the mark in front.
Yeah, Mason. Oh, so it wasn't marked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just held on to it. I think I was too busy watching Maynard trying to climb over the top of everyone.
Yeah, from 3 deep.
We have seen him. Our last game we called together, we seen him take a specky on the outer side at Anglevale Oval.
Yes.
So, Mason.
Yeah, good kick.
Yeah, great kick. Just judges the conditions quite well. Puts it through. The first goal in some time for Anglevale, as they now move out to 84 to 37 on the Sportal scoreboard. And Mason has certainly been one of the best, if not the best, I think, for Anglevale here this afternoon. Can really hold his head high.
Yeah, well, toss up between Mason, Mitchell and Rudiger, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and unsurprisingly so.
Yeah, been probably our 3 best all year. But unfortunately not enough helpers today, and Mallala,
They've been well, good across the board.
they have. They've made really good team game. Olds has probably been a standout. Jesse Trevor's been really good for them.
For sure.
Our guys had a fair bit of the footy.
So Williams, the speedster, coming off the wing, but effectively playing as an extra midfielder with that centre circle tucked up against the side of the square. Mason now in a one-on-one, picks it up, quickly gets tackled. It was a brilliant pick-up in the conditions, but brilliant work there underneath by Whittlesey to thwart him away from a snap-on goal.
And Jack May was the other one that's been very good for Mallala too.
Absolutely has been. It's going to be tricky. I might have to start really thinking about who I'm giving it to, as Tahana rips his way through a tackle, handballs it off to Marshall, gets smothered. Ball still in dispute here. Marshall goes crashing to the floor, as do a few other players. Ball still very truly in dispute here. Underneath, trying to rip it away, and umpire now circling. He's paid a free kick to May. In fact, not to May, Tibbetts. So, chips the ball right across. Atkins. Sends a long high ball. Contest forming out the back. Olds onto it. Works his way around. Tries to handball it off. Handball over the top to Clements. Tries to little soccer ball out the side. Trevor, and eventually over the boundary line right in front of us. So, this game not too far from a close. Olds knocks it down in front. Heaslip, extra handball off. Alga looking for Wilson out the back. Finds a little bit of space. Couldn't quite get the clean pickup. Did well. I think he fell into the back there, and he did. So, free kick, and well done there in defence. Trying to see who that was there.
McKay
Source,
again,
yeah, McKay.
Handball's off to the boss.
Yeah, that's right, Rudiger.
Oh, just turns that over. That's poor.
So
Probably his only blemish for the day.
yeah, late in this one. So
McMoore with it, I think.
yeah, it is McMoore. Have to kick this one about 40 metres. Not really sure where the breeze is going at this point. It's been swirling around. I think he'll have the advantage. This will be pushing across his left side.
The left-hand goal post it started at.
I'll have to give it a fair hoof from 45
Looks like
metres.
he's hit that well.
Yeah, he's got the distance. I don't think he snuck it through for a goal. Just a little too far on the left-hand side through for a minor score. So 12-13, plays 6-1 on the Sportal scoreboard. Torp, bring back the barrel right up the guts. Probably been waiting for that in this game. Right at the back. Trundle a ball inside forward 50. Working his way onto the ball. Harris, handball out the back. Extra little handball was good, Pelliconi. They eventually worked their way through the middle. Olds picking it up. Good tackle laid by Tahana. Held on a little long. How do you like the Torp as a coach in that circumstance?
Oh, at this time of the day,
Give it a
in
crack.
the position, why not?
Give it a crack.
Give the crowd something to cheer about.
1 goal game.
Oh,
At
if it
this
was
point-
closer, I
Not happy
wouldn't
with
be
that.
happy with it. But I don't have a problem with it in this situation.
No, that's it. So, off the boot of Toby Morn. They have said throw it in. It should not be throw it in. It come off the
It was
boot.
out in the full.
It was actually out in the full. So it should be Blundell with the kick here.
Oh,
That
my
said,
goodness.
Throw it in.
Wowee.
An interesting one there, but
That's ridiculous.
so they will hurl it back in. Knocked down in front. Williams working his way onto it, Tippets, and eventually over the boundary line. So this one's a little more clean cut. I mean, the last one was fairly clean cut, but late in the day, everyone's a little more tired than they were a few hours ago. Given the circumstances and the margin, hopefully no damage done. Tippets working his way through the contest. Did just drop the ball. Maybe should have been called holding, but wrapped up in a tackle now. So it is the time we start thinking about that player of the game, and I think I'm not going to try and think about it too much. Olds has been absolutely fantastic.
I would be agreeing with that.
The only problem is I do have a size 9 pair of Archies, so I'm not sure that'll fit him, but I'm sure he's got some teammates that might be able to fit into it. So once again underneath, Wilson holding on. Should be a free kick played to Blundell and is, and that should be 25 metres. And they're not going to pay it.
Wowee. How can you get it so wrong? That's 25 metres every day of the week.
Yeah, that's...
He's called it. He's had the arm stuck out and he still kicked it. That's 25.
So no score counted there. Find ourselves very fortunate that it's not a closer game in the last couple minutes. Handball it off and do a little bit of a 1-2. Blundell just chip a ball down the line, just over the outstretched hands of Williams. Algar taking the mark. And there's the final siren. Bring us to the end of this game. It was a comprehensive victory in the end to Mallala. They continue marching on they'll hold their top 2 spot and get a little bit of percentage as well, which is really important given they've got the likes of hummocks breathing down their neck. Of course, Balaclava up there as well. And as this season gets closer to a finish, it's going to be really important. Every single game comes important. Anglevale's season, of course, is certainly not over. They've got plenty more weeks to try and make a hand of it and get inside that top 4. Still a bit of push and shove here between a few players. Jack May amongst it and Blundell having a little bit of a push and shove there. So you don't see that too often after the siren source, but bit of spirit between these two, and I think you said these two do match up once again later on in the season, so certainly be one to match up. But that'll bring us to the end of the coverage, the game coverage for now. We will, of course, have a player of the game presented with some Archie's thongs, so don't go anywhere. Sauce, it's been brilliant having you again once again, mate.
Appreciate it, thank you. I love being up here with you. It's been good fun.
Absolutely, I'm sure we'll have you back as well. Of course, we've got a game later on, a few weeks away when you come to Two Wells and play against them, but then, of course, we've got finals as well, and the grand final on September 20th here at Mallala Oval. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the Archie Songs player of the game in a moment, and it's going to be Cale Olds.
Year in the wind.
Well, g'day footy fans. We're here filming footy, of course, covering the APFL match of the round. It was Anglevale versus Mallala, and Mallala getting the comprehensive victory in the end. They got the jump in the first quarter, and much of that coming through the work out of the midfield and the ruck by Cale Olds, the captain. Did a brilliant job, mate. You were really effective in the ruck. Got plenty of possessions around the ground as well, mate. A really important victory for you guys in second on the ladder.
Yeah, no, that really sets us up. They've been really good the last couple of weeks, so you knew it was going to be a tough game, especially with the weather. It actually held off pretty nicely, but no, they battled hard, and would have been nice if we put a few through more the middle instead of the points. But no, good win for sure.
They were coming a little bit there at the start of that third quarter. They kicked a couple back-to-back goals, got within about 4 goals or so, but then the game got a bit hot, a little bit hot under the collar, and then you guys were able to keep stead and eventually win by about 60 points or so.
Yeah, nah, hopefully he's all right. But yeah, no, it got fiery for a bit there. But no, it was a good fight back, I think, by the boys. Like, yeah, they got the first year and up and about, and they are a good momentum team. But no, we did well to bring it back, especially in the wind and the weather. And no, I think it just shows improvement each week, and yeah, up and go from here.
Two Wells are obviously the team that everyone's chasing. You got close, kicked 9-19 last week against them,
yeah.
so disappointing. But you guys are hitting your straps at the right time. You've, I think, won 5 of your last 6 aside from that game. So you'd be happy with your form going to finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we still got a few to come back, give a bit of pace and a bit of skill. And yeah, no, I think kick straight. The same as today. Yeah, if we can just kick straight, I think it's all gonna line up. A couple of things still to work on, but no, we've built really well from the start of the year. So no, credit to Padge and all the coaching staff. And yeah, no, I think we're doing well.
We'll let you go and sing the song. Here's your Archie Songs, of course, our Archie Songs player of the game. Comfy as, mate. So thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate.
Thanks, boys. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching our coverage of the APFL Game of the Round Mallala with a comprehensive victory. Tune in next week when Balaclava hosts Hamley Bridge. Thank you.
Oh yeah, well that's the start of the second half when it was really difficult holding the umbrella.
So they come in a bit steady. Third quarter was a bit of it. We had our backup plan. Look at this. Yeah, I sat it all there. Oh, yeah.
Right, that? Oh, yeah, no, that, yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Yeah, no worries. You're all right.
Yeah, I just don't want to give it a feedback, but
I got me trying to do.
okay, now when you do it, in these bars being on, rather like that, in front, because that has to go over there.
So the opposite way around, so that's
Basically, it's hard to, I couldn't have
because the bars were
too far
in the way.
This is my
You did say that to my brother, he's like, nah, let's go this way. There you go, you can tell him you're right.
the rain is better like that, not the camera view.
And it's not like the rain is coming in this direction anyway.
No, I want to.
We had it covered back there.
No, I was fine. That's right.